Hi, this is John and I'm here with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about a 2013 Lexus ES350 front-wheel drive. Now, these cars only come in front-wheel drive. So just a little bit of history. In 2013, Lexus decided to use the Toyota Avalon platform as their flagship car. This is probably the #1 selling Lexus you can get. So before that, they were using the Camry platform in order to sell the Lexus, and they were still great cars. But this car, the reason why I'm doing a review on it is because it has almost 120,000 miles. It's about 17,800 and change thousand miles. And the reason for this video is I'm not going to do a complete review. I'm just going to go over the interior of the car just to show you the quality and the way this car held up, and the seat, how nice it is, and all the interior features that the driver has at his or her disposal. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the seat, the power seat. And this is supposedly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 way seat. Now, if you look at my other video about the Silverado, this seat pretty much works the same way. So what it does is it goes forward, it goes backwards, and what it does is it tilts forward, it tilts upward, and it tilts backwards, and it tilts upwards. What this seat, like the Silverado, doesn't do is it doesn't go up and down, which I like. I would rather have the seat go up, and then I can make it go back, because I'm 5'11", as we all know from all my other videos, I say it all the time. If I put this seat all the way back and I want to come high, I'm losing leg room, because in order to get more leg room, you have to go down, and as you can see, the seat goes back and down like that. So you're going to come down and lose visibility. I would rather the seat come straight up. So if I push this part here underneath, the seat will come straight up, but you can see it's coming forward. So the backrest, I mean, is typical of any other car seat. But what I'd like to see in the car, in the folding back of the seat, is that you could like disconnect and fold back quick and come up quick. Because like if you want to lay down in the car, you have to make the power seat go all the way back, come all the way up. Where in a manual seat, you just hold it, the seat comes right, the spring tension in the seat brings the seat right back up, and you can move it right back. So now I'm all the way stretched back in the seat, and this is as high as I can go. I prefer seats that'll bring me up higher. So if I want to go lower, I can bring the seat back. I mean, it'll just go back like that. And there's no way you can drive like this. I mean, so to have this position is pretty much useless, because when you're all the way back like this, all the seat is doing is bringing your legs forward. So what I would prefer is having the seat, you know, come higher and be able to go back more. It seems like what Toyota does is they like to, or Lexus and Toyota, they like to save room for the back passenger. And it seems like a lot of the Toyotas that I get in and I look at, you can't bring the seat as far back as possible, because they're always concerned about the rear passengers. I think car manufacturers should not worry about who sits in the back, because the majority of drivers ride by themselves, like I do. You know, I have maybe 1 or 2 passengers once in a while, but there's hardly anybody ever in the back. So the car manufacturers shouldn't concern themselves with people sitting in the back until there are actually people in the back. Then the driver is going to adjust their seat to accommodate the passengers. But before that, the driver should be able to go back as far as possible. Even touching the rear seat would be optimum, so you can fit a lot of drivers, and a lot of drivers have, you know, more comfortable position. So now this part is good, because like the thigh support is good because I can bring it all the way down, and if I'm on a long ride, I could relieve the pressure. So like this is as high as the seat goes. I mean, I would prefer it, all seats, to come up a little higher. I mean, if you have a tall torso, then yeah, you could bring it down lower. But I tend to find myself kind of like looking over the steering wheel and looking over the hood. I'm not able to like sit up high like this in the seat so I can see over the hood. So especially like in the winter time, or if there's a lot of potholes or something like that, you're not really seeing everything that's out there because the seat is not bringing you all the way up. It's like the front part comes up high, and that's all I can get in the back. But in general, the seats themselves are pretty comfortable. The leather is soft, they're perforated seats, because this car, at the price point, almost as big as a Mercedes-Benz E-Class, has heated and cooled seats with a wheel. And I'm going to show you that. So let's see how the seats held up after 117,000 miles, and this is a 2013. Passenger has the same controls as the driver does. The same lumbar, the same 8-way power seat. The passenger seat is a little more comfortable because nobody sits in the seat like the driver's seat. But overall, the driver's seat held up pretty good. So let's check it out. So here you can see the quality of the leather that Lexus puts in their cars. This part here is pretty much like brand new. I mean, the color, the firmness is still there. There's no rips in the seat. There's not that much discoloration. Being a nice color, like a shade of gray, which is nice. It's a perforated seat because you have the option of heated and cooled seats. When you do turn the cool seats on, at low, you do feel a vibration right in this area, but that's okay. The seat at 100 and almost 18,000 miles is a little, the cushioning is a little gone, but there's still enough cushion. But I can feel like some of my bones touching bottom here. I think that perhaps you can take this to a speed shop that does car upholstery and put a new pad in here. The back part, the backrest held up pretty good, as you can see. Like the bolster here is in excellent condition. I mean, there's like hardly any signs of wear after 118,000 miles. This is fantastic. The headrest is the type that goes back. So if you're in a collision and your head goes back, this thing moves, this part here, which is pretty excellent in this price of this vehicle. I think this vehicle new was like between $40,000 and $45,000, and this, I think, is a top of the line vehicle with cool seats, sunroof, navigation, and all that stuff. So if we take a look at the controls have even like held up really well. I mean, everything looks as it should. The other thing I want to show you guys is the center armrest. So if you look at the center armrest, it looks like it's brand new. I mean, somebody has driven 118,000 miles in this car, and the center armrest looks like it's hardly been used. It's still soft, it's still supple. You know, it feels like leather. The mechanism works to open and close the door. It's just fantastic craftsmanship. And I'm really, happy that somebody can buy this car used and get a well-kept car, a car that's gonna hold up, is gonna use a lot, and that's this part here. This is the door, and this is where the driver would keep his arm. So now, while I'm driving this car, my arm is always here and always on the armrest and on, you know, holding the steering wheel. And this is held up fantastic as well. I mean, it looks like it was hardly even used. And that's pretty good. And this is quality workmanship, craftsmanship. It's quality materials. It's soft to the touch, same as the center armrest. Okay, so let's take a look at the steering wheel. The steering wheel itself has a leather wrap. And this leather wrap, after 100, almost 18,000 miles, looks brand new. Even the quality finish on the wood grain here has no scratches on it. The buttons are not faded. This paint here has not faded off. After 118,000 miles, this is not like a brand new car. It is a 2013. But I just want to give you guys the idea on how a Lexus like this will serve you for many, many, many years. Even though you spend a little extra money on a car versus like a Camry or whatever, or a Chevy Impala, that's a lot cheaper than this, maybe $10,000, $12,000 less money. How this car, after 5 years, 6 years, and 117,000 miles, is still going to look brand new. So when people get in this car, they're going to look around. They're not going to know they're in a 2013 with 118,000 miles unless you tell them, or they see it on the odometer. It has this heated steering wheel button feature. And when you press the heated steering wheel button, the wheel heats up instantly, and it only heats up where the leather part is. So if you buy a Mercedes, you can't even get a heated steering wheel in that car, no matter how much you spend. You have to spend like 60-something thousand dollars to get a heated steering wheel in a certain whatever package they give you. So there's cars out there today that are like Sentras that have heated steering wheels, and Mercedes-Benz and a lot of these other high-end car manufacturers refuse to put in a simple feature like a heated steering wheel. Where here in this Lexus you have it. You have push-button start for the driver. The other thing that's awesome about this car is the heated seats. The heated seats is a wheel. What that feature does for you is it allows you to set it in the wintertime or the summertime to a certain position, and when you come out to your car, if you have auto start, this car is not equipped with auto start, your seats will be cooled or warm. And the passenger also has heated and cooled seats. There's 2 cup holders, you know, general stuff like, you know, you press the button, this thing closes. There's a lot of room, and the car is so well equipped. So if you find one of these, like with a lot of miles on them used and with a good price, jump on it, because this car pretty much at 118,000 miles runs like the day it came out of the showroom. I mean, you could drive it, you will never tell that it has 118,000 miles. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. I really like this car. It's just a comfortable car. It drives beautifully, and I'm going to do a full review of the engine and the powertrain and the features that it has within the powertrain. And we'll take it for a test drive. Thank you.